Davenport City crews are moving the barriers around the collapsed apartment building. This is the latest effort to keep everyone safe from the possibility of a larger collapse. Instead of limiting traffic on Harrison, they are reopening 2 lanes of traffic. This is the first time in a couple of days the intersection has been fully open to traffic. The city released nearly 100 documents last night in connection to the building. Some date back to 2020. Included are notices to vacate specific units, structural reports, and fire code failures, among other things. News 8's Joe McCoy continues our team coverage tonight. Joe, you have been combing through those reports since late last night, and today you got to ask the city about what you discovered.
I did, John, and there was a ton to sift through in these documents right here. But there were some very eye-opening reports that shed light on the extremely poor condition of the building before it collapsed. More than 90 different reports were released, some with pictures on the condition of the apartment building before it collapsed. News 8 has gone through the documents line by line and found some interesting details. On February 2nd, Davenport Development and Neighborhood Services released a report saying in part, quote, part of the southwest wall has been gradually failing. There's visible crumbling of this exterior load-bearing wall under the support beam. To continue to use the building, you must provide an engineer's letter stating that this is not an imminent danger. Select Structural, the engineering company hired by building owner Andrew Wold, conducted an emergency site visit the same day and concluded, quote, an evacuation or lockout of the building is not necessary at this time. Less than a week before the building collapsed, another report was released.
In a report from May 24th from Select Structural, which was 5 days before the building collapsed, it says, in anticipation of these areas falling, the brick facade above the window should be secured. This is to keep the entire face of the building from falling away from bottom areas that come loose. Did that not cause you guys to pause and say that no one should live in this building?
They're still investigating that. If you look at the January report, it was a similar repair that was made back in January. So they're still looking at that, and we'll get those answers.
Believe me, the investigation, we're as interested as anybody else.
Mayor Mike Mattson continues to emphasize the fluidity of the situation, as well as the city's commitment to get to the bottom of why this happened. Right now, though, the situation has many more questions than answers. John?
All right, thank you, Joe. Now, city officials did offer an answer to questions about one document in particular, a city permit that was issued last week. Days before the collapse, they say a city worker who wasn't named was responsible for originally giving a building permit a passing grade on an inspection. City officials say it boiled down to human error and a technical glitch. Officials say the worker has resigned and is no longer employed by the city.